Overclockers, my name's Bryony, and back when I built my first gaming PC, you could get some pretty sweet hardware for a budget of £1,000. It's been a while since high-end hardware was available at that more budget-friendly price. However, with competition fierce amongst hardware manufacturers, I'm going to show you how to build a next-generation gaming PC for under the magical £1,000, because not all of us have 8K to blow on that dream water-cooled system. It's actually pretty easy to build a great PC for under £1,000, but you might be left in the dust and stuck on an aging platform as we rapidly move forward into the next generation of hardware. That's why, for this build, I've picked the AM5 platform as my base. The AM4 socket had legendary support, which meant you could keep upgrading for years, and although it's not guaranteed with AM5, there's hope that AMD will continue this trend. This platform supports the latest technologies, including DDR5 Memory, PCIe 5.0, and USB 3.2 Gen 2 X2 technology. They're all great features that means less time waiting around due to faster performance. When AM5 first launched last year, a £1,000 build wouldn't have been possible. However, with a rapid reduction in the price of DDR5 memory, the release of cheaper and more efficient 7000 series processors, and better B650 motherboard availability, 2023 is the perfect time to spec an affordable build. I've actually got two variations for you, a strictly under £1,000 build with a few compromises, or a slight overspend build with alternative parts to consider. Let's start off with the CPU, which is at the heart of this build. It is of course the brand new Ryzen 5 7600. It's priced at just $239.99, it has 6 cores, 12 threads, which is going to be plenty for gaming, streaming, and even pretty heavy creative tasks like photo and video editing. Of course, there are higher performing CPUs available, but for the majority of people, it's going to be perfect. With a stock TDP of just 65 watts, it's highly efficient and kinda to your energy bill, but also unlocked for overclocking if you want to squeeze the most out of the performance. Out of the box, it comes with the Wraith Stealth Cooler, which for the majority of users will be just fine, and it does also save a little bit of cash. This leads me nicely into what cooler to use. As I said, if you're strictly staying under £1,000, the stock Wraith Stealth Cooler will do a fine job. However, if you do want to dabble with overclocking and tuning, it's probably worth spending $24.95 on a cooler like the Be Quiet Pure Rock Slim 2. This compact cooler is AM5 socket compatible, and the large radiator with heat pipes bumps up the cooling capacity to 130 watt TDP. It's not the prettiest, but the Pure Wings 2 PWM fan ensures silent operation, and you get a 3-year warranty for peace of mind. The Ryzen 5 7600 needs a home, and I've picked out the ASRock B650M PG Riptide because of its highly competitive $179.99 price tag. It is a micro ATX motherboard, which means slightly less support when it comes to PCIe, USB, and SATA connectivity. However, you can build a more compact PC, and it still has a touch of RGB lighting and majority of features most people will need, including overclocking. If you'd prefer a motherboard with no compromises, check out the Asus TUF Gaming B650 Plus Wi-Fi. It comes with a $237.95 price tag, but you do get some extra features that might come in handy. The built-in Wi-Fi support means there's no need to run an Ethernet cable or buy an external adapter. There's faster memory support up to 6400 MHz, and the high-quality components mean great cooling and reliability with better overclocking functionality. Storage and connectivity-wise, there's room for more with extra M.2 slots, SATA connectors, USB headers, and RGB headers. I also just really love the clean design, and I'm sure that it's going to look great in any case. To pair with the Ryzen 5 7600, you'll need DDR5 memory, and this was the one component that used to really push a next-gen PC out of that more affordable category. However, with supply improving, prices are dropping, and Overclockers UK has 16 GB of Team Group Vulkan 5200 MHz memory, just $79.99. 16 GB will be enough to get you started for the majority of use cases, and your motherboard has a couple of slots free for when you're able to grab a few more sticks and upgrade to 32 gigs at a later date. Alternatively, if you opted for the Asus Tough motherboard, which has faster memory support, the Kingston Fury Beast 16 GB kit with a speed of 5600 MHz and slightly tighter timings can be picked up for just £82.99. Whichever memory you go for, they do have a lifetime warranty with Overclockers UK, and I do think that both of them have a pretty sleek heat spreader design that will look great with all the other components in this build. Another very important component is your storage, and to keep our build under £1,000, there's the WD Blue SN570. The 250 GB size is only £31.99, which will be enough for your OS and a couple of games to get you started. If you can stretch, ideally go for the $69.95 1TB option. You might also want to pick up a WD 1TB Blue hard drive for just $39.95, which provides additional slower storage for less frequently used games, apps and files. My more premium choice is part of the WD Black range, aimed at performance users, and the SN770 will take advantage of the high-speed Gen 4 storage support that comes with the AM5 platform. With a read speed of up to an insane 5,150 megabytes a second, it's ideal for working with large files, quickly loading games and making your PC feel super snappy. The 1TB size can be yours for $74.99. The most important component in any gaming PC is the graphics card. This is where the majority of your cash should be spent in order to get the best performance while gaming. There are of course three big players, and I've got options from AMD, Nvidia and Intel. In the £1,000 build, the GPU of choice is either the Intel Arc A750 or 3060 12GB model. If you want to save a wad of cash, the A750 is an absolute steal at $249.95. With Intel's recent driver updates, it will easily handle the latest games at 1080p. I also love the sleek and compact cooler design, however, performance-wise, it does lag behind the Gigabyte Windforce OC RTX 3060, which is just $349.99. This compact card is great to look at, and it's going to fit into the smallest of cases. It comes with a slightly higher clock speed out of the box and a 3-year warranty for great peace of mind. You'll also have access to Nvidia's features such as DLSS, ray tracing and GeForce Experience. If you can stretch your budget, I'd go for the Radeon RX 6700 XT 12GB, which will give you a lot more performance for the $419.99 price tag. In some games, this is the difference between 40 FPS on the 3060 or much more playable 60 FPS plus at the same graphical settings. The model I've picked out is once again from Gigabyte, and it's the Eagle. This triple fan card has plenty of cooling to ensure efficient performance, and I like the plain black and purposeful design. You can of course spend more to get a fancy cooler, but with no bells and whistles it will work just fine, and it still comes with a 3-year warranty. All the components I've mentioned need power, and my budget choice is the Colink Classic Power 700 watt for just $49.99. There are no bells and whistles with this PSU, but it is bronze rated and it comes with a 3-year warranty. Fortunately, it has a sleek modern look with flat black cables to keep your build looking neat. If you can stretch to it, I'd highly recommend picking up the Colink Enclave 700 watt for $74.99, especially if you've opted for one of the more powerful GPUs. This PSU is 80+ gold rated, which means it's more efficient, and the internal components are overall better quality for more stable power delivery. It's also a modular power supply, which is going to make it much easier to manage those cables. Choosing a case is mostly up to personal preference, but I have picked out a couple of affordable options that look the part but also have plenty of airflow. If you're after something compact and go with a micro ATX motherboard, then check out the Colink Citadel Mesh. It's only $52.99. All the mesh means you're going to get plenty of airflow through that front panel. It also comes with two 120mm PWM fans and a hinged tempered glass side panel. There's also an RGB version with three PWM ARGB LED fans for just $64.99 or a flashy white RGB version for $67.99. If you're after a bit more space to work with, or you need support for an ATX motherboard, then I've picked out the Colink Observatory Light Mesh. Once again, a mesh case is great for airflow and a tempered glass panel to show off all the lovely components. I think looks-wise, it also punches way above its bargain $62.99 price tag. You get 4 ARGB fans included in the price, and you can choose from stealthy black or the rather flashy white version for just an extra £2. Well, there we have it, a PC build in 2023 with the latest generation of components that will easily play all the latest games for under £1,000. If we add up all the parts at the time of filming, it comes to a total of $984.93, or if you opt for the more affordable Intel Arc GPU, this system is just $884.89. There's a little wiggle room in there, so definitely consider some of the upgrade options I've selected for the just over £1,000 build. The graphics card will make the most difference to your gaming performance, but components like the power supply and storage are items that you can invest in and keep for multiple PC builds going forward. In total, for that system at the time of filming, the slightly more high-end one, that's $1,218.84, which is not a huge amount more if you can stretch to it. If you're wondering how our affordable PC build might perform, I had a look at some gaming benchmarks for a couple of similar PCs to give you an idea of what to expect on a few popular titles. Let's start off with the Intel Arc A750 powered budget build, and as you can see from the table on screen, it easily plays games at 1080p with high graphical settings. However, for your extra £100, you do get quite a decent bump in performance from the RTX 3060 build, and those results will be on screen now. If you opt to upgrade to the more powerful Radeon RX 6700 XT, there's a clear extra bump in performance again, which means you can crank up the resolution or graphical settings, and those results are up on screen now. All of these results are of course estimated, but hopefully it gives you a good idea on what you can play for under £1,000. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. Hopefully this has given you some motivation and inspiration to finally put that part list together and get building. There's nothing like the satisfaction of building your very own gaming PC, and if you can get it for under that £1,000 mark but still get epic next generation performance, then why not? If you enjoyed the video or it did help you out, make sure to give us a thumbs up and drop a comment below. Also, consider subscribing to the Overclockers YouTube channel for more content like this in the future, and I'll catch you again in the next one.